5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everyone? This is your man's the one, and this is not that show, but this the other one. This is the Dukes of Football. Yeah, I'm running solo today. Mr. Dan is out in them streets doing black and white sports stuff, or he could just be doing anything that he particularly wants to. No big deal. But I am here just to update you on what's going on the last couple weeks with football, NCAA or NFL or anything like that. So before we get to that, just want to let you know that we are brought to you by Rockstar Realties. If you are looking to buy or sell a home or get into some commercial renting or anything like that, make sure you talk to our good friend Shawn Nugent over at Rockstar Realties, 317-503-8322, and Elite Performance. And if you're trying to get your body into that perfect shape, make sure you contact our guy Zach over at Elite Performance, 765-499-1005, and he'll help you on your journey to elite shape. And if you're trying to get yourself some new ink, getting some ink is some good therapy to some of us. And if you are looking for a good tattoo artist, won't you check out our good man Todd Durham over at Revved Up Tattoos, 317-537-2667. Contact him today and see when you can get scheduled in to get your new ink. If you are on the south side of Indianapolis, somewhere near 7960 US 31, won't you check out our good friends, the BAUM family, over at the BaumBurger, formerly known as Steak and Shake, over there on 7960 US 31 South, and get yourself some good food. And if you are looking for alternative pain solutions, trying to step away from, popping the pills and the opioids and things of that nature, you got a different way of going. Check out our good friend, Brandon Malo Lambert over at Terphouse Clear. If you get to that website, terphouseclear.com, use the BW Sports 1 promo code and you get 20% off of your purchase. And last but not least, we have Rogue Energy, rogueenergy.com. Also, if you hit that website and use the BW Sports 1 sports code or promo code, and you also will get a discount on some drink mix for your gaming and things of that nature. So let's get into some football talk here. So first up, we got some NCAA. Not a whole bunch going on with them. Guys are showing up to school now and to start getting their workouts in and, getting acclimated with the new freshmen coming in, getting set for the college football season. Oh, by the way, this is the last month of the year that we will be without football. So you just have to endure for a little bit. It is July. We have the finals for NBA. There is baseball going on. If you wasn't aware, there was baseball going on, and the Yankees do suck. And the Olympics is later on in the month. So you will have some type of sports, but this is the last month without football. So pretty much get excited about that. But my NCAA conversation for today, or news for today, would be the Miami Hurricanes football players. They look like to be the first school up to have major endorsement deals signed with their players. There he is. He's speaking to me through the quantum realm. What's up, bro? The Miami Hurricanes football team be the first major university that we know of right now with a huge endorsement deal. This one, Dan would probably love to talk about because I'm sure he's familiar with this gym owner. I forgot what his name was, but he's the owner of America Top 10. It's a MMA mixed martial arts training gym. And so I guess he's really popular in Florida and in the Miami area and is a big Hurricanes fan. I think names like Jorge Masvidal and Emmanuel Nunes, who is your pound for pound best MMA fighter right now, they also train at his gyms down there. So I guess this is a pretty big deal. And what it is he is in all scholarship players will see $500 a month to advertise his gyms on social media. Which location, as you're talking about in gyms, which location? It's all of them. It's all his gyms that they just advertise his gyms on social media, and they'll get $500 a month. So he's roughly coming out of pocket $540K for endorsements with the Miami Hurricanes University. So there's roughly about 90 players that are, well, it's not roughly, it's 90 players on scholarship. And so each one of those players will get $500 a month from this guy just to say, go to his gym. Well, here we go with the likeness and the image. These guys is getting ready to make some money. So we're going to see if players start to stay in college longer because, well, I don't know, maybe that's just one more year because you got to be 3 years out before you can leave early from college going to NFL. But maybe you might see more seniors now, you know, if they're able to make money and not have to go right into the league, you know, I mean, not all the way ready just because they need to feed their families, you know, $500 a month, you know, I mean, that goes pretty long well. So, and who knows, you know, if you get to some of these schools like Notre Dame or Ohio State or Michigan or USC, especially these teams that are really known for their name, I mean, you can probably pay some of these kids, you know, couple meal tickets. So it's anxious. I'm waiting to see, you know, how that all turns out. Out of the shadows of the newborn baby, the Buzzers are enjoying. Oh, it's the Buzzers. They're back. Oh, what's going on, Buzzers? If you guys hadn't heard, wow, the Buzzers had a newborn, so they've been pretty well locked up. So nice to see you. He's looking strong and healthy, so congratulations on you guys. Let's see. Anything else for college? Nope, I don't have anything else for college. But since we are talking about college and they do tend to want to work out and be in elite shape, the only problem is they don't have this guy. Oh, the commercial went away. All right, there we go. We're back. Hey, Dan. Yeah, that was hilarious. I know. All right, so we are moving on from there. We're going to jump into some NFL talk right now. Let's see, what do we have for NFL? I don't know how many of you guys watched it yesterday, but we had the match going on. The reason why I put it on the NFL is because you had two NFL quarterbacks. Well, I guess you could say two NFL quarterbacks with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, because, you know, Mr. Aaron Rodgers is, you know, with a team, without a team. At this point, we really don't know what's going on with him. But we do know, if you do watch the match, Aaron is living up his best summer. I can tell you that I can tell you he's probably not thinking anything about football. The wife and I were talking about it, and we are thinking that he might be content on retiring. I don't see it past him. The guy looks like he's grown his hair out about 4 inches. I mean, he's got the scruffy going on. Looks like he is enjoying his whole Hawaiian vacation. So, when you get into those Tom Brady realms and you dating supermodels now, you leave race car drivers in the dust and you hop up to the model realm, you got to change things a little bit. So, but the end result is Aaron Rodgers made the winning putt made a putt to win the challenge between him and Bryson DeChambeau, who looks like he doesn't do any weightlifting for his legs. You might want to talk to our man Zach to even that body out. Looks like he's working with that superhero body, all big up here in them little ankles. So, but they end up winning. Phil and his calves were looking pretty good. If he can take some of those drives on the regular tour, I think he might be in contention on a couple more of those majors. So, but it was pretty fun to watch, watching them joke on each other. The one thing that I thought was funny was during one of the Zoom press conference things that they had, Brady, they were doing like some Jeopardy type deal, and they asked a question and Brady answered, but what his answer was ended up being a whole nother subject. And he said, he's unhappy with his boss and has no options. And Brady said, who is Aaron Rodgers? So I thought it was hilarious. And then Aaron Rodgers chimed in and said, I never said that I was unhappy with my boss, with this little funny look on his face. So it was good to see some of the banter back and forth between them fellas there. So it was a good one. I'm pretty sure you can watch the reruns on one of the 1,000 ESPN channels or Turner Network or whatever it was on, but it was fun to watch. I think they raised quite a few millions of dollars on or millions of meals for Feed the People organization, whatever they was playing for. I can't remember what it was, but I know it was a lot. So we're moving on from there. This is pretty cool, though. The Secretary of Defense. Yes. Was that just a plug for CBD products? Yes, it was, because that was Terphouse, bro. But anyway, where were we? Oh, the Secretary of Defense has allowed Navy cornerback Cameron Kinley to play for the Bucs. Now, if you are unfamiliar with that story, he was probably the one of 3 prospects that the Naval Academy had that was NFL talent. He was drafted. He was drafted by the champs. He was drafted by the Bucs. But earlier in the year after the draft, I think the Navy had said that they were not going to allow him out of his obligations to play in the NFL. He would have to do his tour first or his service first, and then he was more than welcome to do it. But somehow they jumped over SecNav, which was the Secretary of the Navy. They jumped over him and went to the Secretary of Defense, who has control over all of what says in the military. So he allowed him. He said that he can go play football, do his thing, and he is more than welcome when he's done with more than welcome, but he's also expected, when he's done with his NFL career, however long it is to come back into the Navy as a Navy officer, which is what happens when you go to the Naval Academy. You don't go to, the ranks or things of that nature. You go to you go right into an officer. So what a good life. You went to the Naval Academy, you get drafted, you get allowed to play, you make some money, and then when you're done playing, you can go be an officer and don't really have to do nothing but wear your dress whites and kick it. Play volleyball like Tom Cruise at the beach. What we got here? John said he heard the interview on the Dan Patrick Show was tough for the Navy because he was top of his class. Well, that makes sense. I mean, shoot, they want him. They want him now. I mean, there's a lot going on, in our military world that you need those type of minds, But I think he's going to be. I think if I said that he is going to be expected back, but he's also, while he is playing, he's going to be on the reserves. He'll be doing the reserve type detail, so he'll still be involved with the military in some capacity. But it's cool they're getting to let the man play football, because I mean, you did go to the Naval Academy to be an officer, but you also play football, and the ultimate goal is to play in the NFL. So they allowed him to do it. Good job for the Secretary of Defense. Moving on. Here we go again. Wide receiver Josh Gordon files for NFL reinstatement again. So this is what, the third, fourth time. It's cool that you keep thinking that you can do it, but the problem is you can't give up the things that the NFL says you must to play football. You know what I mean? Regardless of what different states are doing now, different counties, different states, or what legislation is going through in that league, it's still an issue. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, he's an older receiver. Older receivers now, or older players, are doing more things. But yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I agree. I completely agree. Dude has talent, but come on, really. I mean, you gotta make a choice. Ricky Williams made his choice, and he's living his best life. Make a choice. Either you're going to play or you're not. And the same thing goes with the young lady for the Olympic team. I mean, I understood the reasons. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to condemn her for it. What else? I mean, what other thing that somebody would have done that could have been harmful, really, that could have got in trouble with, with all these players, all these athletes from these different countries who continue to be caught with enhancements. Last time I checked, pot ain't never made nobody enhanced in some sport. I'm just saying, you don't run faster because you smoke pot. Normally things slow down for you. So, but I mean, it is what it is. So you got to make choices, and you got to be ready to pay for it. If anyone drafts Gordon from, they should be slapped repeatedly, and you should. You know what I mean? There's no way you should say, if I was an owner or I was a GM, there's no way I would bring this guy in, because you already know what you're gonna get. Now, if the laws change, you know what I mean? If the laws change, who knows? That's hilarious, baby. Competitive eating. That is hilarious. But, if the laws change, hey, welcome me back. Go do your thing, because he was a very talented receiver. He just, couldn't figure out what times of the month or what times of the year that you indulge in your extracurricular activities. You know what I mean? You only got to give up. Let's see what the season is, 8 months, 9 months, 8 months. So you got 30 days, 30, 45 days for your clean. So all you got to do is give up, for 3 months, bro, 2.5 months, and you can play football and make millions. So I don't get it. But let's see, where else can we go from there? Last thing for our talking, the NFL says it can't confirm discrimination by position coach Eugene Chung. I think he was with the San Francisco. I know earlier in the off season we heard that there was a report that he, when all the Asian hate crimes were coming about in our country because of this, misconception that, Asians created the whatever, what I'm saying? But we having a lot of Asian hate crimes. And apparently he had experienced it, for what he said, through, his time in the NFL. But NFL, said they were going to investigate it, and they couldn't find anything. With that, I look at it kind of funnily. I mean, really, is anybody going to say, yeah, I said it? You know what I mean? So unless you were a person who was standing next to somebody who said it, I don't really think what you were going to find out of that. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like he was being discriminated in a job hiring process as you were in a position coach. I've never heard your name up for a head coach or anything like that. I mean, really, before this story, I never heard of you before in the first place. So, but If there was, it sucks. It should be dealt with, but they did their investigation. But you can't really count on the NFL in their investigations. Spygate, Watergate, all kind of gates. But just saying. Let's go to a last break. So I wasn't going to keep you guys long today. So just a couple of things to keep you occupied with football, because like I said, it's the last month before we have no football. But if you are interested in the real estate market, man, I got no better person to hook you up with.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Dan over at BWSports1.com and Black and White Sports. And I'm wondering, if you're ready to buy or sell that home, now's the time, and I got just the person for you. Mr. Shawn Nugent, a.k.a. Rockstar Realtor himself. 317-503-8322. Put that home on the market. Get into your dream home with this man. Talk to Shawn at Talk to Tucker today, 317-503-8322. And make sure you tell him the boys over at BWSports1.com sent you.
All righty, we are back, and that was our good friend Dan, who is playing hooky for me today. Normally this time we are get into our sitting at the cooler talk that is normally brought to you by Circle City Cryogenics, where we freeze just about anything but people. So if you want to get that razor, nice, and because I do need to shave, but you want to get that razor frozen, cryogenically frozen, makes it last longer, keeps that sharpness, breaks, anything of those things of that nature. I know they're really good into the automotives and things of that nature, but if you are really into that stuff, but don't call them, man. They're not going to freeze your cat. They're not going to freeze your body. That's not what they do. So check them out. This is where we normally talk about, something important, but I don't have anything. It's kind of boring right now in football talk, because they really haven't jumped into the real camps. But what's coming up is the top 100. So we should be looking for that in the next week or two. So that's going to bring great conversation about players feeling wronged and, what we think people should be at. So that should be fun. But right now I want to debut 2 new segments that we're going to do to the show. And they're pretty fun. So one would do like something that would happen throughout the week. We kind of started it last week with my question about wide receivers or rookie wide receivers, but now we're going to publicly or officially debut that new section of social media question of the week. So, and that's where we'll ask the question here on the show and then go back and post it on our social media sites, and we can just conversate about it, throughout the week, maybe talk about it next week or about the results of what you guys thought of that, of that particular question. But first off, we're going to go with the new section of best quote of the week. And this is where Dan and I will go through all of football, conversations that we see through our tags on our phones and reading and things of that nature. We'll go through that and we'll find a quote and we'll see if we like it. We'll tell you about it. And that's pretty much it. And the quote I have today is pretty freaking funny. As I laugh really hard, and this is what made me think of it. And I said, we can do this every week. So Peyton Manning, this comes from Peyton Manning. You Colts fan, you love him. Denver, you love him. Here's his quote for our quote of the week. If it wasn't for my mother, Olivia Manning, he'd have 11 of them. Talking about Tom Brady and his Super Bowl rings. Because, he beat him twice and Eli beat him twice. So basically what he said, if it wasn't for us, he'd have 11 rings. So I thought that was the best quote of the week. So there you go. Let's see who is next. Next up is the new one. So our social media question of the week is, I will give it to you right after this. And make sure you go to rogueenergy.com and use that BW Sports 1 promo code, and you're going to get a discount on your drink energy mix. Hey, man, didn't that stuff look good with Monica next to it? That was great. Good job. Let's see. Where are we at now? So we are now on the social media question of the week. Which veteran QB on a new team is under the most pressure to will now, which would be win now? How about you proof you're typing before you post it? But that's okay. I'll get it on the post. And all my notes is done correctly, but here I guess I wanted to do will. But anyway, social media question of the week. Which veteran quarterback on a new team is under the most pressure to win now? Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold, or Ryan Fitzpatrick? So just to let you know, that's the conversation. I'm getting ready to post it as soon as we end broadcast today. I'm going to post that on the Twitter and the Facebook, and we can chat about it all week. So that should just about do it for me, the one here on the Dukes of Football. So make sure that if you are looking for any of our old things, broadcasts or anything like that, you just want to know what the happening is with the network, you can check us out at bwsports1.com. You can hit us on the YouTube page, all those type of things. We're pretty current. If you don't have time to watch us, at lunch hour in your evening hour, but you do have time to listen, hop on over to SoundCloud or any of your iPod outlets, and you can find us. Just search BW Sports 1, and our wonderful faces will pop right up for you. And last but not least, we are more than just a podcast. So if you're looking for any type of social media help, any type of social design, marketing, anything of those nature, graphics, holler at us. We'll get you taken care of. Dan and Sean are excellent with those type of things, and we'll get you absolutely covered. So there you have it for me, the one, the Dukes of Football. Dan is off-site on location. You can see him, but you can't see him. So, but it's been fun. What's up, Brandon? Just a half a second late. Hey, that's my good Brandon, my good friend Brandon. He's over, I don't know why I can't remember the shop's name, his car shop. Great car shop. They take real good care of me. He was very concerned and helped me out. I was really appreciative of it. So make sure you check my guy out. And that's it. I ain't got nothing else. BW Sports, Dukes of Football, the one. I am out of here. Skirt, skirt.